Hey everyone, have you heard the good news?
Not at all.
First of all, I know you know that was rhetorical. Second of all, the good news is that Yakuza is freaking amazing.
Now that's some news I can get behind.
This is a pretty self-explanatory list. These are 5 things I love about Yakuza so far. I've only played 0 and Kiwami, so I'll only be mentioning things from those. Also, this countdown is spoiler-free except for a couple sub-stories, so if you're new to Yakuza, don't worry, you're in the clear. Anyway, let's get started! The main focus of Yakuza is obviously the fighting. You'll be doing it more than pretty much anything else in the games, so obviously if I didn't enjoy it, there'd be issues. Luckily, there's a mechanic that makes the combat very satisfying. Heat moves. As you fight, you build up the heat gauge, which you use to unleash brutal moves against the foolish weaklings who think they can stand a chance against you. The moves come in all sorts of different varieties, like slamming a downed enemy's face into the pavement, or grabbing their face through a guard and throwing them to the ground. It's just a very satisfying mechanic and I love it a lot. Especially some of the crazier ones, like dropping a motorcycle on top of somebody, or grabbing someone and swinging them around to knock out 2 other people. It just feels good to pull off, even if it's just a button press. The main plot of 0 and Kiwami were fantastic, but these are open world games, so they gave us some extras in the form of sub-stories and minigames. Sub-stories are your standard side quests, ranging from just fighting a certain group of thugs to helping someone out, and then usually fighting a certain group of thugs. They're really fun. A lot of them get really crazy. Kiryu becomes a TV producer, Majima pretends to be a girl's boyfriend, because he happens to look exactly like what she described, helping a street performer sneak away to the bathroom, beating up a brainwashing cult, twice.
There's also the time you buy a dirty magazine for a kid.
Anyway, there's also the minigames like the batting cages, bowling, classic arcade games in 0, and the best of them all, Pocket Circuit, the intense racing minigame where you customize your car to show your opponents who's boss.
Which you somehow completely missed during Yakuza 0.
Anyway, these sub-stories and minigames make the world of Yakuza even greater than it already is, and if you skip out on these, you're really missing out. Except the karaoke minigame, you can ignore that one. Except maybe one bit. Don't get me wrong, Yakuza's soundtrack is amazing, but there's one specific song that I love more than anything. That song goes by the name of 24 Hour Cinderella by Goro Majima. So, this song is actually hidden away in the bars of Yakuza 0, specifically the rhythm minigame, which you only have to play once or twice in the entire game, and it's only required as Kiryu. But if you happen to play it as Majima, you have a single choice for you, 24 Hour Cinderella. And it's the freaking best thing ever, so who even cares if it's his only option? It's this peppy idol song that's exactly my kind of thing. I just love it so much I even tolerate the terrible rhythm game. That's a topic for another day. Don't remind me. Plus there's just the ridiculousness of it all. Like, look at this! This man is having the time of his life! Reminder, he beats people up on an hourly basis and goes on to become the craziest person in the series. As far as I know anyway. You know, that reminds me. One of the mechanics in Yakuza 0 was Mr. Shakedown. He wanders around and if he spots you, he'll attack, and either he'll take all of your money if he wins, or you'll take all of his money if you win. The latter absolutely never happens for me because I suck at this game, so I hated this mechanic. Good thing they took the idea and made it way better in Kiwami. Introducing Majima Everywhere, the best thing to ever happen to this series next to a playable Majima.
Disclaimer, reminder that Shadow has only played 0 and Kiwami, as such this statement is pure hyperbole and should not be taken seriously.
Majima, being the nice guy he is, and being completely obsessed with Kiryu, decides to help Kiryu recover from his 10 years in prison by attacking him wherever possible, all over town to help him get back into shape. Now, you'd think this would be bad and annoying, right? Wrong! See, Majima is actually a pretty balanced enemy, meaning that you basically have this repeatable boss that isn't too hard or easy, which allows you to A. relearn your Dragon Dojima style, and B, earn a lot of experience to unlock your other ability wheels very quickly. He's just a lot of fun to fight, especially considering he can be fought in all 4 of his fighting styles from zero, and he doesn't just walk around. He mixes things up by ambushing you from around corners, popping out of manholes, hiding in giant cones, car trunks, walking up to you in Burger Smile. Heck, he'll even challenge you to all sorts of minigames, including Pocket Fighter and Mesu King. Honestly, the only disappointing part of this is that he'll sometimes disappear, and you'll have to advance the story for him to show back up. In summary, in-universe, Majima is obsessed with Kiryu and seeks him out wherever he goes. In real life, I'm obsessed with Majima and seek him out wherever he goes. So with this system, we're both as happy as can be.
Majima is playable in Kiwami too.
Okay, now I'm happy as can be. So, what's the number one thing I love about Yakuza so far? A little thing called Breaker Style, aptly named because it features Goro Majima using breakdancing to fight, and because it literally breaks the game. So basically, Majima happens to run into this group of breakdancers in the middle of a dance battle, and inspiration strikes! And now Majima's a breakdancer! Oh! This style is a bit unique, as it involves using square attacks and then transitioning to triangle, which then goes into different combos depending on how many squares you used. These vary from okay, like this move I call the Buckin' Bronco, to absolutely broken. Specifically these 2 moves where you just spin around and around. The first one is really good because it hits multiple people at once, but it knocks people over, so just waiting a little bit longer gets you the best move in the game, where Majima spins around on the ground. This move is especially good because A, it hits multiple enemies at once in every direction. 2, it's very mobile, so you can move on to the next target if one gets knocked out. And bullet point, because it's low to the ground, it can even hit enemies who are knocked over. Meaning this move can tear through absolutely everything. Heck, it's even fantastic against bosses. Most of them won't actually be able to do much against the move, especially once you realize if you start the build of the move, which bosses can stop you in, a bit away from the boss, by the time you get close to the boss, you'll be transitioning into the move. Honestly, it's just so much fun that it was actually the first thing that really hooked me on the series. Before the point of unlocking the Breaker Style, I was like, yeah, this is fun, but nothing amazing. Then as soon as I got hold of it and realized how good it was, I was like, I'm ShadowXX25, and remember, Majima is absolutely amazing. And everywhere, so watch your back. Wait, hold on, I'm not Kiryu!